For some reason, the photograph made me furious. I didn't see why it should be turned half toward me unless Dr. Gordon was trying to show me right away that he was married to some glamorous woman and I'd better not get any funny ideas. Then I thought, how could this Dr. Gordon help me anyway, with a beautiful wife and beautiful children and a beautiful dog haloing him, like the angels on a Christmas card? Suppose you try and tell me what you think is wrong. I turned the words over suspiciously, like round, sea-polished pebbles that might suddenly put out a claw and change into something else. What did I think was wrong? That made it sound as if nothing was really wrong. I only thought it was wrong. In a dull, flat voice, to show I was not beguiled by his good looks or his family photograph, I told Dr. Gordon about not sleeping, and not eating, and not reading. I didn't tell him about the handwriting, which bothered me most of all. That morning I had tried to write a letter to Doreen, down in West Virginia, asking whether I could come and live with her, and maybe get a job at her college, waiting on table or something. But when I took up my pen, my hand made big, jerky letters like those of a child, and the lines sloped down the page from left to right, almost diagonally, as if they were loops of string lying on the paper, and someone had come along and blown them askew. I knew I couldn't send a letter like that, so I tore it up in little pieces and put them in my pocketbook, next to my all-purpose compact, in case the psychiatrist asked to see them. But of course Dr. Gordon didn't ask to see them, as I hadn't mentioned them, and I began to feel pleased at my cleverness. I thought I only need tell him what I wanted to, and that I could control the picture he had of me by hiding this and revealing that, all the while he thought he was so smart. The whole time I was talking, Dr. Gordon bent his head as if he were praying, and the only noise apart from the dull, flat voice was the tap, tap, tap of Dr. Gordon's pencil at the same point on the green bladder, like a stalled walking stick. When I had finished, Dr. Gordon lifted his head. "Where did you say you went to college?" Baffled, I told him. I didn't see where college fitted in. "Ah!" Dr. Gordon leaned back in his chair, staring into the air over my shoulder with a reminiscent smile. I thought he was going to tell me his diagnosis, and that perhaps I had judged him too hastily and too unkindly. But he only said, "I remember your college well. I was up there during the war. They had a WAC station, didn't they? Or was it WAVES? I said I didn't know. "Yes, a WAC station. I remember now. I was doctor for the lot before I was sent overseas. My, they were a pretty bunch of girls." Dr. Gordon laughed. Then, in one smooth move, he rose to his feet and strolled toward me round the corner of his desk. I wasn't sure what he meant to do, so I stood up as well. Dr. Gordon reached for the hand that hung at my right side and shook it. "See you next week, then."